happy anniversary.
Knock it off.
All right. I had scheduling eyesight snafus, and that's why Dr. Wilcox is with us today and not his typical Thursday. And this is prior to speaking at the Williamsburg Kiwanis tomorrow.
Yes, noon. I'll be there talking to those guys. Invited because of my presence here.
And what do you know what you're having for lunch yet?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
That's, I usually don't eat lunch anyway.
Oh, okay.
And but that's kind of them, and I look forward to it. Got a lot of work to do. Everything right now is on a napkin, and somehow it's going to make it to emails and a PowerPoint by, some dark 100 hour tonight.
You will do fantastic.
Yeah,
you are.
I'm a life of procrastination. I'm a procrastination.
Are you?
Ologist.
Are you really?
My whole life, dude. I get things done. I wish I could not be that, but I wouldn't be me if it wasn't for that.
So you react best under the time pressure.
Yeah, and that's not good. It's not good. It's frankly, it's not a good thing. But I've gotten here, and this part of my life, and
it's one of those. I'm not changing now. Yeah.
I'm an early riser. I'm one of 12 kids, and we all get up early in the morning. And
how many bathrooms?
Growing up?
Yeah.
3, 4.
You had that many?
Well,
okay.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's kind of interesting because, any rate, I don't know how mom and dad did it. I do not know how mom and dad did it.
I had a buddy
Blessings,
that grew up,
prayer.
13 kids, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom.
Yeah. So
they survived.
Yeah. So it'll all work out. It does. But the third time, giving a lecture or telling a story is better. And I tend to have too many slides with what I do. That's like how I pack. If I'm going somewhere, I put all the stuff on the bed. Then you start taking stuff away. And but if I go with my family somewhere, they go, "Why do you have so much?" And yet they go in my bag and grab those oddball things. They didn't have to bring them. But any rate, so we're talking about Neurolenses again, and right. And so like tomorrow, I'm gonna try to. It's like a squirrel putting acorns in the mouth. There's so much to talk about.
Well, first of all, tell everybody what Neurolenses are.
Neurolenses is the name of a company that provides a product, which are spectacle lenses, glasses, okay? It's not a contact lens. You can't get them in contact lenses. But what they do is they address the offset or the phoria, the deviation that your eyes have between a closed eye and an open eye condition. So right now I'm looking at you at 6 feet away.
Okay.
And my eyes are converging on you because if I look out the window, my eyes are going to be straight ahead.
Right.
So basically, if I look at the window at 20 feet or greater, or I look at 6 feet, or my computer at 3 feet, or my cell phone in my hand at 30, 40 centimeters, there's going to be a different offset between where your eyes want to be versus where they have to be. And that's called your phoria. So basically, if I close my eyes right now, looking at those different distances one at a time, my eyes are going to go relax somewhere. They're going to relax usually in an outward position. And then when you open your eyes, whoop, they have to come in. They have to converge. And sometimes they over-converge, and then when you close them, and then they're going to move outwards. And sometimes there's an up and down movement. And frequently there's a little bit of this, that, and the other.
All right, but I'm going to interrupt because you said versus where you're looking versus where your eyes are comfortable.
Yes. So when I close my eyes, they're going to go to the comfy place.
Okay.
I call it ragdoll. I just relax, that ragdoll. And when you open your eyes, they come to a soul dread attention, attention, and they got to come together.
Okay.
Because if you don't, you get double vision, and you don't want double vision because that's bad, and you can't run away from the saber-toothed tiger. And so what happens is the constant need to constantly correct this causes a problem. And I use tons of metaphors all the time. In your kitchen, in most listeners' kitchens, they have that stinking GFI switch that when somebody turns on the microwave and the toaster and the this, that, and the other, it goes and you have to hit it.
Bingo.
And so you're constantly hitting this little GFI switch on the largest cranial nerve by size and in your body. Of the 12 cranial nerves, they start in your brainstem and they go out and they innervate and give instructions and receive information from different parts of your body, your head and neck and your gut. And so what happens is if you have this GFI switch going because your eyes have to correct themselves, it goes off and it sends signals, electrical signals, all over the rest of where those nerves go. And they go all over your face, your head and neck. Matter of fact, what I'll get people to do, and I can get you to do this right now, if you're not driving, if you're driving, don't do this. But if you take your fingers and you stick them like under your hair, if you're a gal with long hair, just on the back of your neck, below the bump on your skull and the back of your neck, and you dig in your fingers there and do not move your head at all. But what I say is aggressively move your eyes back and forth, way back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. You'll feel the neck muscles move. You go, holy cow. When I move my eyes, my neck muscles contract. That's exactly where people complain about neck pain. And the reason they complain about neck pain is because their eyes are off. Their eyes are constantly making these little movements between ragdoll and soldier, and ragdoll and soldier, in 6 feet, and 20 feet, and 8 feet, and 40 inches, and 30 centimeters, and all this back and forth. And it gets old. It's kind of like telling you if you hold a 10-pound bowling ball in one hand and a 1-pound bowling ball in the other hand, you try to keep them level. You can't. It hurts.
By the sound of this, it sounds like probably one of the hardest things for your eyes to do in general when it just actual working conditions for the eyes.
Yes.
Driving.
So these are the things.
Is that true?
Yes. People complain all the time about glare and flare. And it's usually your prescription. Am I nearsighted, farsighted, astigmatism, and things like that. But frequently, it's this strain people have of the glare and the sensitivity to light. I cannot tell you the number of times people come in and they can't go out. They have dark sunglasses. And they're very sensitive to light. Now, be it the sunlight or those horrible fluorescent lights. And I'm not picking on Walmart. I'm picking on big box stores. And when you go into TJ Maxx or any of them, any of these big box stores, if you're somebody who walks in there and like you want to get out of there because you're getting a headache, this addresses that almost always. And it's amazing. And what happens is your central vision is processed in a different part of your brain than your peripheral vision. And there's this argument between your eyes and between these different parts of your brain and all these interworkings. And if you just address those things with these lenses that do that, the unique lenses, 70 patents this guy has on the lenses and the manufacturing them and whatnot. They're currently made in Japan. It's amazing. And I'll tell you what I do for the workup for patients. So somebody comes in and they give us a case history. Everyone writes down what's going on. Right. So you look at the case history. My techs, my staff are phenomenal. I teach them how to do all this stuff. But we get the ball rolling. And so then when they come in and they got a complaint and you go, okay, I say, well, let me talk about your face. And I get a sticky note out. They're sitting right there. And this stuff ends up in the chart. And I'll ask them on a scale of 0 to 10, as you sit in the chair right now, your rump in the chair, talk to me about the pain around your eyes, behind your eyes. Do your eyes feel dry or burn? Does your jaw bother you? Your sinuses, your ears, your neck, your sensitivity to light. And they'll score these things, either all, some, or none. And then what I'll do is I'll get the cover paddle out, this little occluder when you cover an eye, and I'll look at the position of their ragdoll versus their soldier. I go back and forth and I get an idea of what's going on with their eyes. And then I'll introduce these sample lenses in front of their eyes, these little flipper lenses. So what I'll do is
when you use that cover, can one eye at a time go ragdoll?
Oh, they always do.
Oh,
like right now, if I put my hand right now, I'm looking at you. I put
right.
my hand on my left eye. My left eye is going somewhere. It's not looking at you. And as soon as I move it, whoop, it's got to come. It's got to come. It's got to line up with the other one.
Got it.
And so what happens is I'll put these lenses in front of their eyes and I'll find out if they need this one, that one, or the other one. It takes a moment. It takes seconds to kind of do this stuff. It's simply amazing. And then I'll have them look at a target in the distance, and I'll have them look at something up close and change the fixation of their eyes. And what I'm good at is I'll start talking about dogs or cats or the weather or this, that, and the other, and kind of keep the mind off of stuff as they're cycling back through. Remember, they reported that they're a 9 pain on this, a 4 pain on this, a 2 on that. Right. And then within like a minute, maybe 2, it's amazing how quick it is, I'll sit there and I'll say, okay, let's talk about your face. And then almost always their numbers are down that quickly. And it's amazing. A 9 will go to a 1, a 5 will go to a 0. And so then I'll continue this process. I'll let them continue it for another minute or so. And it's not 10 minutes. It's not 2 hours. It's that quickly that they have a subjective improvement in their condition. And so it's not that they're putty in my hands, but they're like, it's like this Sleepless in Seattle. You had me at hello? Well, this is amazing. And so I'll go outside because my office lends itself quickly to going out the back door, and I'll look up, have them look up toward the sun. I'll put these clear, no color, clear lenses in front of their eyes, and they'll go from squinting like Minnesota Mole to their eyes open wide, and they go, oh my God, how is this? And it's just because you've quieted that GFI switch. You've quieted those aberrant or movements of the eyes that are causing these nerves. And these nerves they cover your whole face, head and neck, and even go into your brain.
So many people like myself have had either I had the eye surgery.
LASIK.
Yeah, probably 25 years ago. They did one eye for reading, one eye for distance.
Monovision.
Yeah. My glasses are the same way because they've been that way ever since, even though my eyes started fading. It would seem to me, listening to what you're saying, that monovision is not good for this.
Well, it depends because we're all unique, and some people can take it. What I'll do, like when I'm speaking to someone about glaucoma, I'll say, "Give me your hand," and I'll squeeze like you're a big waterman or you're just a slight gal. I'll just kind of gently squeeze your fingers a little bit. I say, "Now imagine this." I say, does this hurt? And I always squeeze it to where it doesn't hurt. And I said, does this hurt? And they go, well, no. I said, no, if you're a 90-year-old woman with severe arthritis, would that hurt? They go, oh, yeah, that would hurt. And so the point is, the threshold for pain in the situation of me just squeezing a hand is no different than the threshold for disease and glaucoma or the sensitivity to the monovision versus not. Okay. And so, yes, everybody's different and everyone's tolerances are different. I just had to help somebody out and went out to the range with this person who had a dominant eye in pistol shooting and whatnot, and had to go work on some cross dominance issues and all this sort of stuff, left eye, right eye, and all this sort of jazz. So it all depends on your resiliency. So I'm back to these Neurolenses. Right. Okay, so these Neurolenses are when these people get them, and I sent you a video I have, and they'll soon to be on my website, wilcoxeye.com. You will see a gentleman who was suicidal from trigeminal neuralgia. Now, this was some time ago.
What is trigeminal neuralgia?
Okay, the trigeminal nerve is the 5th cranial nerve. It's so of these 12 cranial nerves that go around your body, your head and neck, basically, as low as your stomach, but basically, you have 4 to 7 of them that go to your eyes, and eye doctor, lots of important stuff going on there. But and the fifth one comes, it starts in the midbrain, and it comes to a junction box right in front of your ear. And then if you go to the middle of your forehead, if you go underneath your eye, in the middle of your chin, you can drive 3 major nerves branches that way.
That's the one that causes a problem when I was umpiring and would get hit in the mask.
Okay, so the trigeminal nerve and a trigeminal neuralgia is called the suicide neuralgia. Unfortunately, just in the news this weekend, there's a blogger over in France who committed suicide, and it was concluded that it was probably because of his trigeminal neuralgia, which he suffered from. And so this one patient who's got a testimonial on our site, we videoed it, and it's really nice to listen to him, and there's others. He had historically gone to commit suicide, but it was intercepted by his parents. He was salvaged, but he's constantly on edge when there's a little tickle in his face. And for the past 15 years, he gets these Neurolenses, and all of his problems are gone. All of them, immediately. And it doesn't always work that way for everybody, so nobody think that's never never the case, but frequently. And so I'll tell you the reason I'm talking about this today, I haven't talked about it kind of recently on the radio here, is I'm always learning. I'm constantly studying and reading and doing things. And I'm learning in the exam chair every day, all the time. So I have this gal who comes in, and this was last week, 10 days ago, and she comes in and she has pain written all over her face. She's a previous patient, and I give my best to everybody, no matter what your insurance is, your needs are, your wealth, your color, your race, your preference of dogs or cats. Now I do favor the dog people, of course, being a dog guy. But anyway, she's in and she's got pain all over her face, and she's had a life of many neurologists, needles, pills, potions. And Peter Wilcox over the past. Well, I show her these Neurolenses, and she gets this, what I call a made-up new word, youthification of her face. She's this 50-ish-year-old gal, upset that she's lost so many years with her kids being sick in bed. No one can give her answers. And God bless them. They're trying. They're using the tricks and tools that they had, just like I did in the past.
Yes.
And so you put these in front of her eyes, and she starts tearing up. And the pain, it just washes off.
Are all of these the same prescription strength?
No. And it's individualized for yourself. It's a starting point.
All right.
And so what happened with her is she said yes. And after this, she says, "I'm done. You had me at hello. I want these things." Okay. And she says, "But can you help me when I bend over and stand up and I get all wobbly?" And she has vertigo. And I've never seen this. I've never tried it. And so she stands up. I said, "Well, let's stand up and touch your toes." And she stands up, and I'm there guiding her, being around. And she stands up and she wobbles side to side, and she grabs the counter. And I said, "Well, let's put these lenses in front of your eyes." And she holds them in front of her eyes. And for God's sake, if she doesn't bend over, stand up, and have no problem, and the tears continue, it's just amazing. Lo and behold, with the rule of threes, 2 people in the next 2 days coming with this similar problem where they have all this vertigo. And I am not saying this cures all vertigo. Okay, I didn't say that.
Sure.
But in the cases that this is the reason why you have this, because of all the interaction of the eye muscles in your world, and the fact you're somebody who can't ride in the backseat of the car because you get nauseous.
A lot of people like that.
Oh, it fixes that all the time.
So why are there not more people with these things? Why?
Neil,
why do people have to find you?
I've done this. I'll toot my horn. Over 3 decades, I've been like the first guy in Virginia and in the country to do a number of things.
I know.
That's what I like to do. And the other thing is, I believe in going to the root cause. If I can, get to the root cause of the problem, and then you fix everything else that follows, if you can. And so me, a cadre of other healthcare professionals, I'm calling doctors all day longer, texting and emailing, and constantly. So I'm not the smartest guy in the box. I'm always a phone call away, from somebody.
Dr. Jones in Yorktown is hearing you right now.
Yes.
Can he make a phone call and start getting Neurolenses?
Well, sure, but probably won't.
Probably not.
This is the deal.
It's probably
it takes
an
a lot to change.
Too,
no. Yes, the eye Dr. Jones can get the system in their office and do it, but people don't like change. People want to be stuck inside the box. And I just thought of this the other day. When you're inside the box, you get fed from people from inside the box. When you're outside the box, where I tend to live, you get to forage. You get to go figure stuff out and go, wow, this tastes different. This is different. And so most people don't even want to believe this. If you run this by a bunch of doctors, I do this all the time. It takes a lot of interactions with these people for them to change their paradigm, what they believe. And so that doesn't mean people are bad. People are busy.
Sure.
And so, when it's your kid, when it's you, when it's your wife, when it's your mother, and that happens, all of a sudden the belief meter goes pegs straight up and down to 100%. But when it's somebody else, you go, well, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so again, it's not a cure-all. It's wonderful. Your eyes, the part of the brain that takes care of your eyes, is about 50% of your brain. And if you took out all the brain parts that go to vision, if you just say apple and you think of a red apple or a green apple, what it tastes like, how do you spell it, capital A, all the associations you had in your life with apple, and all these different parts, how do you chew the apple, vision, about half of it. It's amazing. And so therefore, if there's so much brain given to eyes in related need to move them up, down, left, and right, then therefore any boo-boo in the brain is probably going to affect the eyes.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna cut you off.